giving a certain set of circumstances, a lot of people do like the ideas that Donald Trump are putting forth.
Some people like them a lot, so you got to give him credit for that. But most people don't support the mass deportation. Only about 31% of Republicans at this point in time.
Well, that was Sherry Jacobus, and I got to tell you something. Sherry's not the only conservative who's actually speaking out and pretty forcefully against Donald Trump. Just last week, Glenn Beck called out Sean Hannity, Ann Coulter, and a whole lot of other conservative commentators for supporting the Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump. Now, while some conservatives, such as Governor Mike Huckabee, have said they will not openly insult Donald, there feels like we've got a real serious budding conservative civil war. Joining me now, she's back, Katrina Pierson, who of the Tea Party Leadership Fund, who was part of that really, let's call it was fun and heated, Katrina. But normally on most things, I think you and Sherry, who's a Republican strategist, would agree on almost 95% of the issues. But not only are conservatives adamantly going opposite each other on Donald Trump, but it's with fire. It's with almost. I haven't seen this sort of anger, if you will, conservative against conservative.
Well, what you're seeing is it's basic. Your success highlights someone else's failures. And what we're seeing is Donald Trump dominating, whether it's in the media, whether it's in the headlines, and now when it comes to policy. So all the other favorites are sort of lagging behind. Some are falling in the polls and some are rising in the polls. But nothing compares to the commanding lead that Donald Trump has right now. And it's really hurting a lot of people's feelings.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Glenn Beck said, why are these big-name conservatives supporting him? He called out again Ann Coulter, Rush, Mike Savage, and he wondered if they were jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, that's my interpretation of what he's saying. You just said Trump is leading the way, and a lot of conservatives are hitching their wagon to Trump, even though a lot argue he's not even a true conservative.
Well, exactly. And I think that people like Beck really don't see the bigger picture here. And, you know, Trump said it best. We wouldn't even be having this discussion if I wasn't in the race. And, Charles, I think you would agree there wouldn't have been 24 million viewers at the first Republican debate. So Donald Trump brings more than just celebrity to this presidential cycle. We see people like Carly Fiorina, Ben Carson, and Ted Cruz benefiting from the presence of Donald Trump. So a lot of people are supporting him because he's getting the message out there of what the base wants to talk about and bringing new people and more eyes to the party. Ben Carson himself said, wow, I have 300,000 new followers after that debate. Well, he should be thanking Donald Trump for that. We are now having eyes and ears on our candidates, meaning conservatives all the way around, where we would never have without Trump in the race. And this particular case of immigration, we all have to admit, we would not be having this substantive of a discussion, which actually is #1 among the base.
There's no doubt about that, but what about some of the core issues that have always bothered the base, from some of the past things that Trump supported, from tax policy to same-sex marriage? Is the base willing to say, okay, we don't care about those things anymore, that immigration is such an important topic that some of those core issues that go back to some of the things that the way we were raised, the way we were taught, don't matter anymore?
Well, I think you have to consider the alternatives. I mean, most of the GOP candidates up until now will go out there and they'll, copy and paste from their favorite Republican think tank and go out there and spout off all of these wonderful policies. But then they get elected and they don't govern accordingly. We have higher spending, growing government. We have all of these things. So we really don't expect to see anything different. Here you have someone who is not out there championing whether it be a tax policy or a growth of government, but policies that affect all of the above. You can't have a discussion in this country when it comes to spending and debt and health care without addressing first illegal immigration.
All right. Well, you said it and Trump has said it, and he's, like you said, he's getting all the attention, but there's a serious, I don't know. This thing is going to be interesting. I wonder how the healing process is going to be. Thanks a lot, Katrina. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.